Well, good morning, guys. It's Pastor Andy. Today's August the 9th, and we're looking at Psalm 131. Psalm 131 is a neat chapter. It deals with the essentials of the Christian life. These are things that we need to have, that we need to be, that we need to accept. Let's look at it together. Lord, my heart is not proud. Well, first of all, let's stop right there. This psalm was written by David. If anybody in all of history had the right to be proud, it was David. Here's a dude who was born to an average, one of many children, born to just a normal citizen, nobody special, shepherd, who ends up as the king. He kills Goliath. He's led the nation of Israel through all these conquests. This dude, if anybody had a right to be proud, it was David. He was the man after God's own heart. If anybody could be proud, David could have been proud. But, Lord, my heart is not proud. My eyes are not haughty. I don't concern myself with matters too great or too awesome for me to grasp. The first essential we need that's shown to us here in verse 1 is honesty. I've got to accept myself for who I am. David says here, I don't concern myself with matters too great or too awesome for me to grasp. God made me with the mental capabilities. God made me with everything just the way I am. I am His workmanship. In fact, in the New Testament, it talks about I am God's masterpiece. That means God made me this way, and God is proud of making me the way that He made me. He made me the way I am for a purpose. And I need to accept that and not be always upset that I'm not as smart as this person, or I can grow hair like another person, or, I'm fat, or I'm skinny, or I'm strong, I'm small, I'm tall, I'm short. It doesn't matter. I have to accept myself for the way that God made me. And I have to be humble about it. And that's the second part here in verse 2. It says, instead, I have calmed and quieted myself like a weaned child who no longer cries for its mother's milk. Yes, I am like a weaned child is my soul within me. This is a humility like a child. I am humble before God. I am accepting God's will. I'm moving to the next stage of my life. And that's the thing. I have to be honest about myself and about who I am first. And then I have to be humble about it. And then verse 3, I have to have hope. O Israel, put your hope in the Lord now and always. I have to anticipate the future. I have hope in what God is going to do, and how ultimately, my ultimate hope is, and the word hope there means to look forward to, my anticipation, along with anticipation, is my eternity in heaven. And man, I can't wait for that day when I get to spend eternity with Christ. I get to meet the one that I've been reading about and studying about my whole life. I'll get to see those who have gone on before me. How cool is that? To actually get to sit down with some of these guys in the Bible that we've read the stories about. David, who wrote this psalm, the guy who killed Goliath. Man, how cool would it be to sit down with him and ask him some questions? What was it like? What was going through your mind when you bent down and you picked up those stones and you were walking into that valley facing a dude that was exponentially larger than you, who's an experienced warrior, and here you're a shepherd boy? What were you thinking? Or, there's a lot of people in God's Word that I have questions for, that I want to see what it was like and get to talk to. And then I think about those that I know who are in heaven now. Think about my grandfather, who I was so close to, and my grandmother, and how much I loved them, and I can't wait to see them again one day in heaven. My grandfather told me just before he passed away, he said, Andrew, when you get to heaven, come find me. I'll be under that tree by the river, or if God has a garden, I'm sure He'll have me working in the garden. My grandfather loved gardening, and he always grew vegetables and all kinds of things, just had a great garden. But I can't wait to get to see him again and to hug him and to get to spend some more time with him. But ultimately, I'm going to get to see Jesus. And I can't wait to get to see the one who I've put my faith in, the one who loved me so much He died for me, the one who gave His life, who paid the penalty for my sins. How awesome is it going to be to get to see? My faith will become sight. So I need these essentials in my life as a believer. I need honesty. I've got to accept myself for who I am. I've got to be humble. I've got to accept God's will for my life. And I have to have hope, anticipating the future. I hope you'll get in God's Word and see what He has for you today. And until tomorrow, God bless you and have a great day.